Hello and welcome. This is another fifth grade math video, and this video's focus is going to be on addition and subtraction with multi-digit whole numbers. Okay, here is our first example. We're going to take the number 73,863 and we're going to add 911,645 to it. So the most important thing we need to keep in mind when we're adding big numbers like this or subtracting them is that we keep them lined up by place value. So the easiest way to do that is to start by putting the number that has the most digits on the top when we stack them. So the first number has a number that has 5 digits, and the second number has 6 digits. So I'm going to start by putting the 6-digit number on the top, and I'm also going to spread out my digits so there's plenty of room in between them. So that means I'm going to write 911,645 like this. 911,645. Now you might be wondering, why did I spread them out so much? The reason I do that is so that when I stack up the numbers and I have to do any regrouping, whether it's adding or subtracting, I have plenty of room and I can see very clearly which digit is in what place value. Okay, so that's the top number. Now we have the second number. So to make sure it's all lined up correctly, I can either use a place value chart if I wanted to, or I could start with the number in the ones place and work my way backwards. So that's what I'm going to do. 3, 6, 8, 3, and 7. So the reason I did that is because I didn't want to start by putting that 7 under the 9 and going the other way, because that would have been in the wrong place value. So that's why I started with the ones on the second number. Okay, now that everything's stacked up in each of its place values, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some numbers together. 5 plus 3 is 8, so I'm going to put an 8 there. 4 plus 6 is 10. So we know that we can only have a single digit in each place value. So I'm going to split up the 10 where I put a 0 here and I regroup the 1 from the 10 to the next place value, because 10 tens is the same as 100. So if I put a 1 in the hundreds place, that represents the same amount. 1 plus 6 is 7 and 7 plus 8 is 15. So that means I'm going to have to put the 5 here and regroup the 1 to the next place value. 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So I can go ahead and put that 5 right here. Now that was a single digit answer, so I didn't need to do any regrouping. 1 plus 7 is 8, and 9 plus nothing is 9. So my final answer here would be 985,508. Okay, here is our next one. 499,763 minus 403,284. Okay, so let's start by finding the number that has the most digits. Well, the first number has 6 digits and the second number has 6 digits. So that means it doesn't really matter as far as that goes which number I put on top. But since we're subtracting, you always want to put the larger number on top, which is usually the number listed first. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that number. 499,763. Again, I left plenty of room in between my digits, so it's very clear to me when I start regrouping what digit belongs in what place value. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the second number. And again, I'm going to start with the ones and work my way this way, just so I know that everything will be lined up. So 4, 8. Let's see what next is. 2, 3, 0, and 4. Okay, so now everything is lined up and I'm ready to subtract. I go over to the ones place, but I can't take 4 away from 3. So I have to go over to the tens and take one of those tens away, leaving only 5 over there, and give one of those tens to the 3. So now it's 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. So that's what I'm going to get there. Now, again, I can't take 8 away from 5 in the next place value, so I have to go to the hundreds place, take one of the hundreds away, and break it into 10 tens and give one of those tens to 5. So now it's 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. There we go. Now 6 minus 2 is 4, so no regrouping needed there. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus nothing is 9. And 4 minus 4 is nothing or 0. So if the 0 is the digit all the way to the left, we don't even have to put it. Our final answer would be 96,479. Okay, here is our next one. We're going to take the number 164,389 and we're going to subtract from it 1,012. Okay, let's start by taking the number that has the most digits and putting it on top. Although with subtraction, we can just go ahead and take that first number because the first number always has to come first, or the biggest number always has to come first. So I'm going to go ahead and spread it out. 1, 6, 4, 3, 8, 9. Now for the second number, I'm going to again start with the ones place and start with the 2 and work my way this way when I set it up so that I can make sure everything's lined up. So I'm going to put a 2 in the ones place, a 1 in the tens place, no hundreds, and 1 in the thousands place. Good. And the reason, again, I did that is because if I had started putting 1 under the first 1 in the hundred thousands place, I wouldn't have had everything in the right spot. Okay, so back to the ones place. 9 minus 2 is 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. 3 minus nothing is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. 6 minus nothing is 6. And 1 minus nothing is 1. Our final answer here should be 163,377. Okay, here is our next one, and this is a pretty big one. 86,383,137 minus 4,794,862. Okay, so again, with subtraction, you can go ahead and just put that first number on top because that's always the bigger number, though I'm going to spread it out as much as I can and still fit it in one line. So 863,831,337. Okay, I probably could have spread that out a little bit more, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to start with the 2 from the ones place and again, write it backwards so I can make sure everything's lined up correctly. So 2, 6, 8, then a 4, a 9, a 7, and another 4. So I'm glad I did that because I wouldn't want to put that 4 under the 8 and then have everything be in the wrong place value after that. Okay, let's start with the ones place. If I take 7 and subtract 2, I get 5. Now, for the next place value, I can't take 6 away from 3, unfortunately. So I have to go over to the hundreds place, take one of those hundreds away, break it into 10 tens, and give one of those tens to the 3. So now they have 13. So 13 minus 6 is 7. Now I can't take 8 away from 0, so I'm going to have to regroup again. I'm going to take one of these thousands away, leaving 2 thousands behind, and break that up and give it to this place value. So instead of 0, now they have 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. I can't take 4 away from 2, so I got to regroup again. This is going to become 7. Put a 1 in front of the 2 to make it 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, now I can't take 9 away from 7, so I'm going to have to regroup again, making this the place value 2 and put a 1 in front of the 7 to make it 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. Can't take 7 away from 2. Got to regroup again. So this becomes 5, and I put a 1 in front of the 2 to make it 12. 12 minus 7 is 5, and 5 minus 4 is 1. Oh, finally, no more regrouping so far. And then 8 minus nothing is 8. So once I put all the commas, I end up with 81,588,275. Okay, here is our last one for today's video. And I know we've done a lot of subtraction. We did do one adding in the beginning, but we've done a lot of subtraction because the regrouping with subtraction is a little bit more complicated than the regrouping with adding. So I wanted to make sure that I showed that to you guys more. So let's start with that first number. It's 58 million. You know what? I think I'm going to spread that out a little bit further. 5, 8, another 8, 4, 9, and 3 more 8s. Lots of 8s in this number. Okay, then we're going to take away that second number, but we're going to start with the ones place and write it this way. So we'd have a 2, a 4, a 7, 0, 1, 6, and 6. So now I know that everything is lined up correctly. Back to the ones place, 8 minus 2 is 6, so no regrouping there. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay. 8 minus 7 is 1. 9 minus 0 is 9. 4 minus 1 is 3. 8 minus 6 is 2. 8 minus 6 again is also 2. And 5 minus nothing is 5. Woo! There was no regrouping there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my commas. And we end up with 52,239,146. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon.